All right, let's dive into a really cool creative parable, a story that's all about art versus the artist, creation versus control. We're calling it The Timeline Rebellion.
So, have you ever wondered what would happen if the characters you see on screen, the art itself, just decided, you know what, we've had enough? What happens when they fight back against the very tools used to shape them? Well, that is the core of our story today.
To really get this rebellion, we first have to understand where our heroes are coming from. So let's begin where they do, in the animator's canvas. This is a world of just pure, unfiltered creation.
I want you to picture this world. It's not tied down by time or rules or anything like that. It's just a blank space, this digital void, where literally anything is possible. For our little stick figure heroes, every single frame is a brand new moment of existence, just drawn into being from absolute nothingness. It's all about potential.
In this reality, animation is basically the art of creating life from a void. It's all about building a story and movement one painstaking frame at a time. It's imagination made totally visible, with zero external rules telling it what to do. But what happens when that pure creation starts to become self-aware? Well, that's the moment our stick figures decide to breach the walls of their world and escape into a completely new reality.
You see, they start to sense something else beyond their canvas. It's a place with immense power, but this world is totally different. It's rigid, it's structured, it's linear. It's a world built not on creation but on control. They've sensed the video editing timeline, and they decide they're going to break in.
So what is this timeline exactly? Well, it's the polar opposite of their home. It doesn't create anything from scratch, no. Instead, it takes things that already exist, like our stick figures, and it chops them up, it rearranges them, and it forces them into this strict, pre-decided story. It is a world of manipulation.
And just like that, the war begins. But look, this isn't just a fight for survival. This is a fight for their creative soul. It's a battle against the editor's tools themselves.
Their very first enemy is the most basic tool of them all, the cut tool. But to the stick figures, this isn't some harmless little tool for pacing. Oh no, it is a tyrannical blade that slices right through their existence.
And this right here, this reveals the huge philosophical clash. The animator's world is all about flow, right? Continuous, unbroken motion, the integrity of a whole performance. But the editor's world, it's all about the cut. It's about abrupt separation, about picking and choosing only the quote-unquote best parts and just tossing the rest.
And you can just hear their defiance in this cry. I mean, for a being literally made of motion, every part of that movement is their story. So to have pieces of it just deleted for something as abstract as pacing, well, that feels like a violation of their entire purpose.
Okay, so after surviving the blade, they come up against a much more subtle enemy, the mood-altering sorcery of the color grader. This is a tool that doesn't just change how they look, it changes their very emotional core.
So here's the next big conflict. For the stick figure, its color is its identity. It's the soul of the character. But to the color grader, it's just a tool. It's a way to slap a mood onto a scene, to filter reality, and to dictate the emotion of the moment, totally ignoring the character's true nature.
Their resistance here is just so clear. They're defending their own authenticity. Their color isn't some coat of paint they're wearing. It's the very essence of who they are. It's not a filter you can just tweak to serve some other story.
But, you know, all-out war can't last forever. And right in the heat of this battle for creative control, something pretty incredible happens. A moment of understanding leads to a truce, and everything shifts from conflict to collaboration.
So how did they get there? Let's kind of walk through these steps. It all kicks off with that raw confrontation. But through that clash, they actually start to understand. They realize the tools aren't just destructive, and that leads to collaboration, where they learn to work with the tools. The final step? Synthesis. A brand new, more powerful art form is born from this union.
And this is the huge realization that changes absolutely everything. They see that the editor's cut isn't just about removing things. It's about focusing the audience's attention on what really matters. The color grader doesn't just change how they look, it can actually reveal deeper emotions that were already there all along.
So what's the big takeaway from this whole epic battle? Well, this story is really a metaphor for every single creator out there. And the lesson is all about the incredible power of the entire creative process, from start to finish.
Let's break it down. That pure creation part, that gives us the raw, authentic stuff, the soul of the idea. But the structured manipulation, the editing, that's what gives an idea focus and clarity and impact. One without the other is, well, it's usually incomplete. The real magic, the true mastery, happens when you find that perfect balance between creative freedom and disciplined constraint.
And this leaves us with one final question to think about in our own work. We often look for our ideas on that blank canvas of pure creation. But maybe, just maybe, our next big breakthrough isn't waiting in a space of total freedom. Maybe it's hiding in the heart of a productive conflict, that tension between what we create and how we choose to refine it.